My Generac wheelhouse 5550 won't start. My generator is about 9 years old. 3 years ago I was given some old gasoline and ran about 10 gallons of it through the generator. It began bogging down after running for about half an hour. It would seem to stall, then start again just before completely shutting down. I brought it to a local engine repair place and they said they'd fixed it. I've brought it back to them once every year since then, but it's getting worse. Now it just won't start. The carb looks clean. There is a small spark when I pull the plug and allow it to arc onto the frame. I got it to run for a few moments by spraying starter fluid directly into the carb throat, but it couldn't sustain itself even that way. Also, the oil has been changed and the level is good. Posted by JustAnswer at customer's request. Hello. I would like to request the following expert services from you. Live phone call. Let me know if you need more information, or send me the service offers so we can proceed. Last night I checked the carburetor, spark, and cleaned the spark plug, but it wouldn't start. Just now I pulled the rope and it started, belched a lot of black smoke for about 30 seconds then died.
Hello. My name is I'm going to assist you with this. Your problem is a bad carburetor. As gas gets old, it turns to varnish and clogs up the passageways inside the carburetor, not allowing enough gas to get to the engine. Today's gasoline formulation goes bad in as little as 30 days. This condition is cumulative. Every time gas sits, the varnish builds up just a little more, like coats of paint, until eventually gas cannot flow. It will not happen overnight, but the symptoms can show up all of a sudden, even while simply stopping to refill with gas. The use of fuel additives, such as stable or sea foam, will not stop this process from happening. They will greatly slow it down, but the gas will still go bad. This can also happen even on a brand new engine or brand new carb. When the carb is built, it is run at the factory to tune it. After tuning, they do not always get properly cleaned, or may not have enough/any preservative injected. Believe it or not, this is actually fairly common. When this happens, either the engine simply will not start, or it will not run without the choke on. This reduces the amount of air getting pulled into the engine, changing the fuel/air mixture, or it will run but surges. Another issue that varnish in the carb can cause is that the varnish may not allow the float needle to seal properly against the seat, causing the flow of gas to not shut off when the bowl is full. The result will be gas overflowing the carb and running into the cylinder, and possibly out the air intake. If the gas gets into the cylinder, it will seep past the rings and down into the crankcase. This will be evidenced by your oil level being overfull and/or the oil smelling like gas. If this is the case, you will need to change the oil and filter, if it has a filter. Varnish can also cause the float needle to stick shut, and not allow any gas to flow from the carb bowl into the engine. The only two solutions are to either replace the carburetor or give it a good, thorough cleaning. When removing the carb, make sure to take a good picture, or make a good drawing of where all springs and linkages are attached. This will make reassembly much easier. Most people believe that cleaning a carb involves removing the bowl and wiping it out, then spraying some carb cleaner through it. This is simply insufficient. It takes months or years for this accumulation to build up, it just cannot be removed in minutes. To properly clean the carb, you must remove it, disassemble it, making sure to remove all non-metal parts, and soak it in a commercial solvent for several hours. Soaking it overnight is even better. Then clean all solvent off with a spray-type carb cleaner, making sure to get lots of cleaner into every hole and passage there is. Pay special attention to the tiny holes in the bore of the carb, under the throttle plate for the carbs that have these holes. Use lots of cleaner. And make sure to wear safety goggles to avoid getting the overspray into your eyes. There will be overspray. Dry the carb with low-pressure compressed air. When reassembling the carb, make sure to use a carb kit, when one is available for your carb. Occasionally, even a good cleaning is not going to be sufficient, and you may end up having to replace the carb anyhow. Be prepared for this.
Hi Hank. The carb was professionally cleaned and new float needle and gasket put in. I've taken it apart twice myself, and if it's dirty somewhere it's invisible. I've never seen gas in the air intake. The oil does not smell like gasoline as far as I can judge. What other things should I look at?
Professionally cleaned means nothing on these carbs. I use an ultrasonic cleaner on carbs that I can rebuild, and even it doesn't work on a lot of these smaller carbs. Please reference the last line in my last reply. It is not the parts of the carb that you can see that are the problem, it is the parts that you cannot see, the interior gas passages. The gas in the oil and blowing out the intake are signs of a bad needle/seat, they are not always present. An engine not running is a sign that the interior passages are plugged. The key here is that the engine picks up when you spray starting fluid in, which you should never use, by the way, use carb cleaner instead. It tells us that the engine is not getting enough fuel. There is one other thing you can check. Remove the fuel line from the carburetor, and make sure you have gas flow from the tank. It is possible you have a tank/fuel line issue. Was this what you wanted to know?
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.